All right, let's try this again. All right, let's try this again. Might be back live. There we go. Let's try this again. Might be back live. There we go. My phone defaulted to connect to Wi-Fi, so it was getting a really bad connection. Luckily, I noticed it, so we should be back live with a decent connection now. I was just saying before I realized I have a bad connection that I have a crappy cheap Chinese-made tripod and not my normal gimbal that would help hold the camera steady. So the camera quality might not be as great. I might get a little bit more shaky than normal at home. The audio quality hopefully is just as good, but boys are warming up. We have about 2 minutes left in warm-ups here. I'm going to be solo tonight as John Pitzel can't make it. Will is sick, so we're going to be down Will Pitzel, but it looks like Isaac Olson and Will Stewart are both back today. Let's go over some of the stuff here, the matchup stats here. So Rogers, obviously we played them 2 games ago. We're coming off a loss against Anoka. Rogers, though, in the meantime, played Blaine, and they tied them, and then their last game, they won against Elk River and came up with their first win of the season. So they're 124-3. We're 17-11-0. In districts, we're 10-3-0. They're 112-2. We're currently ranked first in districts. They moved up above Elk River as a result of a win, and they took over 7th place. Rogers still ranking 76. We did not change in our rankings. I'm in Coda 23rd. Goals for 128 and goals against 88 for us. Goals for Rogers 36. Still struggling with trying to find the back of the net. 176 goals against. Still trying to keep it out of the back of their net. So we'll see if that pattern continues as our boys move into this game. We got about 35 seconds left of warm-ups and we'll be underway. I have Shannon Kraus trying to assist me with keeping the scoreboard up to date. Again, I apologize if this camera comes off to be really shaky, as I don't have my normal gimbal, and it's going to be kind of shaky as I move back and forth. I'm going to try to loosen this up, but it's going to be terrible. No, you're good. I mean, I can get you if you want. Leah and Shannon Kraus here, they don't want to be seen. All right, I'm not showing you. All right, I'm panned away. Oh, just kidding. Max's mom and Brandon's mom there. Or Brandon's mom, I said. Jackson Kraus and Max's mom. They apparently don't want to be seen on TV. We only had 7 people watching, so I mean, you're probably kind of safe. If you're not happy with the video production on this one as it's super shaky, please text Sarah, my wife, and let her know that you're displeased because she stole the gimbal. I thought the boys' game took precedent over the girls' game. She disagreed. She won, and here we are. Boys are cleaning up the rink. Should be starting the game. Hopefully Will Pitzel's at home mending his wounds here and watching the boys live here from the rink. Final cleanup is happening. Coaches are having a word with the boys. I will get our team chance. Obviously, like I said, Rogers is coming off a tie and then a win. So they got some motivation here to keep their win streak going as they found their first win. Our boys are going to skip their pregame chant as Rogers is in the corner over here doing the pregame chant, and the game is about to start here. Adjusting it closer. This tripod is terrible. Yep, it's going to be shaky all game. Face-off win goes to Trevor Stone in the face-off dot. Michael comes up with it. He tries to pass it up the middle. Rogers comes up with this. They're going to bring it into the zone. Shot. Jake deflects it to the corner. Carlin grabbing it. He's going to, or I'm sorry, that was Jake Green, or Keegan Green grabbing that. He tries to throw it up to the corner. Max Peterson deflects it off his shin, able to get it out. Rogers coming up with that and dumps it back into our zone. Carlin back to grab it. He's going to bring it back around Jake. He tries to get it to Chalstrom. Stone picks it up. Stone's going to carry it into the zone. Looking for passing options. Throws one on net. Saved by the goaltender of Rogers. Puck deflects into the corner. Rogers in the corner. Now it's a little hard to see right now, but comes in. The puck gets chipped out and goes the length of the ice for an icing, and we're going to get an offensive zone face-off here. Liam Hamas is still playing center here today. He's going to take the face-off draw. He wins it over to, I don't know who that is, Schulte. Schulte gets it back to Stewart. Stewart drops it into the corner. So he had pressure immediately. Rogers picks this up. They're trying to come in through the neutral zone. Liam holds the zone. He's going to bring it back in. He's fighting to control it as Rogers gets on him. Puck goes into the corner to JoJo Ross. Puck goes behind the net. Liam gets it over to Schulte. Puck goes back into the corner, and Rogers picks it up, and they're going to bring it out of the zone. They come into the neutral zone. Rogers with a shot attempt. Goes wide, though. Stewart picks it up. Throws it onto the near side boards. Schulte grabs it, looking for a passing option. Finds Liam in the center of the ice. Liam loses his footing. Able from his knees to find a pass to JoJo Ross. And JoJo dumps it deep, and JoJo and most of the line go for a line change. Schulte stays out to pressure momentarily. Isaac fresh off the boards along with Drew. Drew swoops in, grabs it, throws it back to Kraus. Kraus gets it up to Isaac. Isaac coming in through the neutral zone. Shot attempt gets deflected wide. Graham Gazzoni grabs it. He's going to cycle back. He dumps it over to Kraus. Kraus from the point shot. And the goaltender's able to grab that one and hold on, and we get a whistle. Great zone pressure by the boys on this last play and getting into the zone. And Isaac Olson will be in the face-off that. I'm going to go for my glasses so I can see the boys' numbers a little bit better. Puck comes back to Max. Max takes a shot, gets deflected high, and goes into the netting, and we get another whistle. Isaac's going to remain in the face-off circle. He wins it over. He gets it back to Max. Max goes D to D to Kraus. Almost intercepted by Rogers. Kraus cuts up and keeps it into the zone. Tries to take a slap shot, but can't get anything on it. Drew Graham Zoni goes down in the corner. I don't know if that probably should have been a penalty, as that looked like a check, but Rogers gets away on that one. They bring it back into our zone. Isaac Olson with a great back check takes away the shot attempt. Oh, and a close call as Rogers fires one. Isaac tipped it. Luckily, it got tipped wide. Isaac grabs onto this. He's going to carry it in. Tries to cut up the middle. And Roger is able to get their stick on that. Sends it into the near side corner. Drew grabs it. He cycles around. Rogers takes it away from him before he can get a shot. And they carry it back out of the zone. They're going to come back in. They take a shot from the blue line. Jake comes up with a save. Von Norman, fresh off the bench, sends it up to Drew. Drew gets it to Stone, who's fresh off the bench. Stone tries to feed it to Chalstrom, but they can't make it. Carlin comes up. He dumps it in deep. Chalstrom chasing. Rogers going to be first to it in the corner here. Comes back out. Rogers has it, and they're carrying it through the neutral zone. Pass or dump in attempt gets intercepted by Stone. He brings it back behind the net. Goes over to Green. Rogers able to hold the zone. Dumps it in behind the net. Norman throws it off the glass. Gets it over to Green. Green throws it cross ice to Chalstrom. Chalstrom throwing it up to Stone. Oh, and Stone coming through. Shot, top shelves it, and goal by Stone. He's had quite the dry streak recently, but He's been motivated. I was talking to him earlier this week at the Millich House, and he seemed disappointed in his own performance that he's gone a while without scoring, and that one he capitalized and he came up. I think we got another guest speaker. We might get Lou back from the other day. He's saying no. Stone wins this faceoff by just going through Rogers, gets it over to Green. Green tries to center it. Puck comes around to the near side. Chalstrom's after it. Rogers banks it off the boards and it chips out of the zone. Stone grabs it. He goes cross ice to Kraus. Kraus gets it up to Green. Green brings it in the zone but gets it knocked off his stick by Rogers. Rogers going cross ice, misses the pass. They're able to gobble it back up and they come back around. And they're going to dump it into the zone. Kraus will be first to it. He brings it back behind Jake. He goes down as he lost his footing. Oh, and Rogers is there. They get a shot on goal but can't get anything on it. Stewart picks this up. He passes it up to JoJo Ross. JoJo cuts it wide. Stewart dumps it into the zone. It goes back behind our goaltender. Comes back and around. Rogers picks it up. They throw it off the glass. That's going to go the distance of the ice. We should get a icing call. Oh, and they wave it off. Carlin picks it up. Not sure whether that was waved off as it didn't hit anybody. And we get a whistle for something. I'm not certain what. They called offsides or what. Looks like we're going to get a face-off in our defensive zone. Not sure why. Maybe a high stick or something. Liam Hamas in the face-off dot. He'll have Schulte and Ross out there. Liam tries to win it. Goes to Rogers. Rogers gets it at the point. Oh, and foiled by Max. Ross chips it deep into the zone, but we're going to get an icing. Oh, no, and they call it off. Ross in pursuit of it. I don't know how he peeled off there, but Rogers picks it up. Liam steps up to pressure. Ross is there, tries to hold the zone. He's able to do so. Schulte picks it up. He's going to cycle it over. Puck goes back to Rogers. Max Peterson grabs it. He's going to dump it in behind the goaltender. Schulte's going to be trying to get to it first, but Rogers just beats him. They try to clear it around. Can't clear the zone as Carlin holds it. Rogers gets possession of this. Liam's there to hold it, though. It disrupts their plans. Oh, and the puck bounces out. Carlin gets it at center ice. He tries to go to Schulte, but his pass is off the mark as they can't get it. Schulte, though, and Drew are able to hold the zone here. Oh, Drew passes it over to Isaac, who's fresh off the bench. Norman jumps in. He's going to circle back in. Millich picks this up. He's looking for option. He cycles, drops it back to Stewart, but he gets the pass picked off by Rogers, and we have a breakaway. Stewart with a nice back check, and he robs that Rogers player and takes away any opportunity. Icing is waved off again as Rogers picks it up behind their goaltender. Puck comes back our way. Stewart's going to be first to it in the corner. Goes back behind our goaltender. He's going to hang on to this. He's going to rush it out of the zone. He's got speed. He hangs on to it. He brings it in. Almost fumbles it. Brings it in. Cuts up front. Tries to go to his backhand, but ends up cutting right in front. Takes out the goaltender. And we get a whistle. I believe the net's off its moorings there. And we get a whistle as... And that's loose. Great rush by William Stewart there. Fresh line coming out. Looks like we're going to have a face-off outside of our zone. I don't agree with that, but Stone's going to take the face-off. He's got Green, Chalstrom, Kraus, and Max Peterson out there with him. Stone throws it over to the near side boards. Rogers coming up with it. Chalstrom there to battle. He's able to chip it into the zone. Rogers gets it back out. They chip it to the far side board. Kraus is first to it. He chips it up the board to trying to get it to Green. Rogers grabs it, throws it back. Kraus went cross ice to Peterson. Peterson now throwing it back into the zone. Dean from Rogers grabs that. He tries to clear it. Stone picking this up. He muscles his way through this. Gets it at the blue line, continues to out puck handle all these Rogers kids. And they finally come up with it as he was basically 4-on-1. And they're going to bring it back down. Kraus gets it. He tries to throw it up ice to Chalstrom. Stone grabs this. And he gets it stripped and it comes back out to the neutral zone. Stone picks it up. He's going to carry it into the zone. Chalstrom grabs it as it gets tipped by Rogers, and Chalstrom fires it from the blue line, but the goaltender comes up with a save. Not sure if he knows where it's at right now as it fell into his pads. And we'll get an offensive zone face-off. We're getting a new line. We'll have Liam Hamish, Schulte, and Ross out there, along with Von Norman and Carlin out there for D. Liam taking the face-off. Liam wins it back over to Schulte. Schulte fires it off the face-off. Hits the goaltender and gets deflected wide, goes back to Norman. Norman throws it, but it gets shot. The shot gets deflected by, or intercepted by Rogers, and they bring it back our way. Shot sent to the corner by Oswald. Norman's first to it behind the goal. Liam's first to it. He's bringing up the outside board and inside boards here. He brings it into the zone. He stops at the... Here's my camera. Again, what did I tell you? This stupid... Well, again, we can blame that on Sarah for not leaving me with the good tripod. His I lost everything there. I'll try to tighten this back up here. All right, we'll try not to do that again. Carlin grabbing in the neutral zone. Not sure what happened after that play because I literally had my camera fall on the ground. Hopefully I don't get seasick at home because... Boys in pursuit of this. We got some fresh legs out there. Liam picks it up. He's going to carry it up the inside boards here. Can't make it past Rogers as it comes back out and then back in and an offsides. And Jim Millich here. He's rocking out to the music selection by Jeff Peterson. He likes the Christmas music. Boys forcing it into the zone. Chalstrom grabs this, or Gazzoni grabs this. He gets it over to Millich. Millich looking for passing options. Out puck handles all the players. Maintains possession. Tries to center to Gramzoni, but Roger is able to set it back behind the goaltender. Kraus keeping it in the zone. You know what, screw it. I'm going to just go hands-on with this camera. There we go. I'll just freehand it. Hopefully it's not too bad for the motion. But I think this is going to be better than the jerky motion that I'm getting out of this stupid tripod. Drew grabs it, tries to center it in front. Rogers gets a hold of it. Drew able to hold the zone. He's cycling, looking for options. And he loses the handle on the puck. Rogers gets Drew, though, able to almost maintain possession. And Rogers comes through, and they're going to dump it in deep. Stewart picking up behind the goaltender. He's going to carry it through. He's got speed. He's got Gramzoni and Olsen with him. He tries to cut right up the middle. Comes out, gets a shot on goal. Blocker, pad saved by the goaltender. Puck goes back behind them. Rogers getting this out of the zone. Stewart grabbing it. He's trying to chip it out. Isaac comes up with it. Rogers able to send it down the length of the ice here. Oswald stops its progression. Max tries to pick it up. Oh, and a dangerous play is Max tried to pick it up, but lost a handle on it. Went to a Rogers player, and they fired it. Oswald saved it, but lost it in his pads there. Now we'll try to get steady here. Stone in the face-off dot. Stone wins it over to Green. Rogers there to try to foil their attempts. Green grabs it. He's going to carry it back behind the net. Stops, redirects. He's got it. He looks for a passing option, trying to go across ice. Oh, and he feeds Stone right up the middle. Stone carries it in. He stops looking for passing options, goes to Carlin on the point. Carlin fires, gets deflected just wide of the net. Stone picks it back up. Passes it back to Carlin. Carlin grabs it. He's going to send it back over to Stone. Goes deep into the zone. Rogers grabbed it behind their net. It bounces off the boards, and it comes back out to neutral ice. Max is first to it, though. He picks it back up. Stone cuts in through the middle. He's going to decides to regroup here. He feeds it over to Chalstrom. Passes off its mark as it hits Chalstrom in the skates. And it comes back down to the near side here. Stone uses his body to angle the Rogers player off the puck there. Feeds it up to Ross. And Ross is going to try to go up the outside. Gets a stick on it, though. Rogers does, and it comes back our way. Liam fresh off the bench, trying to grab this. And Vaughn uses his weight to force it up the play. Goes to JoJo Ross. He's got Vaughn. Feeds it back to Vaughn. Vaughn tries to get a shot off, but just can't get a good handle on that. Oh, and a shot, but it goes off the side of the net there. Pass out to Stewart. Stewart loses the handle on it momentarily. Regala gets possession. He cycles it down and behind the goaltender. Looking for passing options. Drops it back to Vaughn. Vaughn takes a shot. Gets deflected into the corner. Schulte coming up with this. He tries to drop it back to Stewart, but that no-look pass bit him in the butt as the pass comes all the way back out, and Stewart has to regroup. Stewart feeds it over to Liam. Liam goes over to Schulte. Good pass by Liam, and Schulte drives it into the corner. Liam after him. Rogers gets possession, hits the skate of Rogers player. Liam cycles. He brings it up the outside board, feeds it over to Ross. Ross gets it over to Ross fired it, deflected over to Schulte. Schulte tried to fire again, gets into the corner, and Rogers is going to clear it, and it's going to go down for an icing. And we got 40 seconds left of the first period. Coach is going to take that opportunity to get from fresh legs on the ice. And I'm going to continue to hold the phone as steady as possible without shaking. Now, this is terrible. Might have to just buy a second gimbal. Isaac Olsen in the faceoff dot. Isaac wins it back to Max. Max fires immediately, gets it down low. Shot hit the goaltender. The rebound came out. Graham Zoni came flying in and got a second swipe at it. The goaltender is able to cover. Leah Peterson enjoying the music. Isaac back in the faceoff dot. He wins it again back to Max. Max again tries to fire, hits the shin pad of a Rogers player, and the puck's going to come out. Krause is first to it, though, and he sends it back towards the blue line. Rogers coming up with this. Milic swooping in out of nowhere and grabs this. He brings it back behind the goaltender. He's going to send it up to Isaac. Isaac picks it up. He goes between the legs of that Rogers kid. Tries to center it for Graham Zoni. Sends one on net. Goaltender comes up with a save. Rogers picks it up, and they're able to get it back out of the zone. And it's the end of the period as you could hear the Rogers players trying to get their player to shoot it from mid-ice. And we reach the end of the period. I wish I could get this gimbal or this tripod to work a little bit better, but it's so bad. Tripod's terrible. Try one more time here. Let's see here. Bear with me. Try to fix this. Never again. Never again will this happen. Trying to figure out how to keep this stupid thing from rotating. But We'll see. See if I can manage this a little bit better. Stone is in the face-off dot. He's got Chalstrom and Green out there with him. Face-off won by Rogers. Rogers tries to bring it into the zone, but Carlin steps up and holds zone pressure. I'm sorry, neutral zone pressure, I should say. Rogers dumps it in to our zone. Vaughn grabs that. Puck bounces up. Vaughn gloves it down. Green goes to Stone up the middle. Stone, backhanders, just goes wide of the net. Chalstrom gets it on the far side boards. Goes to Carlin. Carlin able to hold the zone. He cuts it up the outside boards. Gets it into the corner. Goes to Chalstrom. Chalstrom centering it. Stone coming up with this. Fires. Blocker saved by the goaltender. Green grabbing it. He cycles back around. Redirects again. Gets it right to Stone in front. Stone fires. Just misses the net. Chalstrom grabbing it. Gives it back over to Carlin. Carlin fires from the point. Goaltender got his stick on that and goes into the corner, and Rogers able to finally clear the zone after a long zone pressure by our boys. Stone grabbing this. He's regrouping, feeds it right up the middle to Chalstrom. Chalstrom bringing it back in, and they're going to go for a line change. Rogers tries to clear it, hits their own player in the back. Carlin drops back and picks this up. Thomas coming in, feeds Ross right up the middle. Oh, and Ross not able to get the shot off. Fire right out in front, and Dean smashes into his buddy Liam. They play AAA hockey in the summer together. Liam was right there in front of his goaltender, so he came up and gave Liam a cheap shot. And Liam's laughing about it on the ice. 13:30 left in the second period. Liam's going to take this face-off. Face-off won by Rogers, goes back into the corner. Sent around behind the goalie. Liam's hot on pursuit of it. Rogers able to get it out of the zone. Fans on the pass there. Pass goes over to Schulte as he intercepts. Schulte coming it back in the zone. Liam stepping up to try to hold. Now Stu grabs it. Liam grabs this. He's going to cut right up the middle. Oh, he fans on it. I think he was trying to go to Ross. And Rogers able to bring it back our direction. And they come in off sides. Great pressure by this line again. All three of our lines clicking really well. Hopefully they can do a little better and get... Hopefully they can do a little bit better and find the back of the net here. Liam will take the face-off again. He wins it back. Krause grabs it. Oh, and Rogers gets a stick on that there. They send it wide to the far side corner. Stu's in pursuit of it. He's got Liam supporting. Liam steps up, grabs it. He tries to chip it up the board, but gets cut off by the Rogers player. Schulte picks this up, and we get a whistle. And I think we're going to have Liam go into the box for a check. And we're going to have our first penalty kill as Liam goes to the box for a check. Not necessarily what we want here. A dumb penalty is... We only have a one-goal lead. Like I said, Rogers is coming off of a win and a tie after losing to us two games ago. They won Elk River for their first win of the season and tied against Blaine. Isaac Olson will be back in the face-off dot. He wins that back. Carlin back there to try to get it out of the zone. Rogers thwarts his attempts. They pick this up, pass it out to the point. Shot attempt. Jake gets that and sends it to the corner. Max fans on the pass attempt, unfortunately. Rogers picks this up. They send it back over to the far side corner. Carlin was there, but pass or dump out attempt is intercepted by Rogers. Max gets it out in front. Oh, and a dangerous play as Rogers gets a shot, but we just get a stick on it and redeflect that out to the corner. Shot from the point. Jake sees it all the way, and he's able to hold on to that as it hit his chest protector. Schulte is back in the face-off dot. Face-off goes to Rogers. They're able to hold the zone. Schulte comes up with this, though. Gets it out of the zone. Feeds it to Max. Max comes in. He tries to center it over to Gramzoni, but it hits the player of a Rogers player, and it comes back out. Ain from Rogers comes in, fires a shot, but misses the net wide. So it was a 2-on-1, Carlin holding the middle. Gramzoni back there to try to pressure. Oh, Max getting it right out in front. He tries to get it up to Schulte, but it's intercepted by Rogers. And another shot by Rogers gets covered by Jake. He comes up big again. 13 seconds left of Liam's penalty. We'll be back to full strength, so. Stone, Stewart, Green, and Norman are out on the ice, so we got 3 of our biggest boys out there. Rogers wins this faceoff, but Stone muscles through. Rogers with a shot attempt hits the side of the net. Puck goes to Green. Green's just going to carry this out. And he gets it into the Rogers zone. Penalties expired. Chalstrom fresh off the bench as Liam goes back to the bench. Stewart picks this up. He's going to cut up the middle. Walks around. Backhand is and scores. I believe he got a 5-hole on that one. Walked right in front. Backhanded it. Scored 2-0. Spring Lake Park in Coon Rapids. Boys celebrate their second goal. They continue to frustrate Rogers. They really struggle, and Jake has been standing tall in his net. Stone will stay out there with the same lineup. He wins it forward to himself. He just cuts around everybody. Cuts wide, throws one on net, and that Rogers goaltender decides to hold on. We get a whistle. We'll get another offensive zone face-off coming at you. Stone wins it back to Stewart. Stewart holds the zone. Oh, and he flirts on the blue line and loses it. Rogers able to get it out of the zone. Boys try to keep it out of their zone. Stone comes up with this. He comes in. He passes it over to Green. Unfortunately, it was just a little bit too far out of his reach. Green can't come up with that pass. And we get a whistle for a check. I believe Dean is going to go to the box for a check. 66 from Rogers. We'll have a timeout. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's number 26 from Rogers. Going to have the timeout for a check. We'll get an offensive zone draw. Looks like we're going to go with Liam Hamas, Ross, Bryson Schulte, Von Norman, and William Stewart. Liam wins it over to Jojo Ross. Jojo contemplates what to do. He dumps it back behind the goaltender. Schulte was almost to it, but it bounces off his stick, and Rogers comes up with that, and they dump it deep into the zone. Von Norman's there to grab this. Rogers' coach is not happy. They think that should have been a trip. Liam feeds it up to Schulte. Schulte loses it, though. Ross drops something to support. He gets it into the zone. And Rogers able to get it back out, and we should get an offsides there. We'll get some new defensemen at least out there. Looks like the coach is going to keep the same lineup. Again, they're not happy. The Rogers coaches that there should have been a penalty called in that last corner there with Vaughn. I don't know if I agree with the coaches. I agree with the refs. Liam stays out there. He wins it back. Schulte picks it up. Schulte cuts in. Shot! Hits the glove of the goaltender. Schulte comes up with it again. Passes it back to Kraus. Kraus gives it to Max. Max goes back across to Kraus. Max gives it to Liam. Liam behind. He skates back around, passes it over to Schulte, but just can't find his mark. Then Rogers comes up with it and sends it the distance to the ice. Jake deflects it, gives it back to Kraus. Kraus grabs this. He sends it back around the boards. He gives it to Jojo. Jojo feeds it to Schulte. Schulte comes into the zone, tries to do a drop pass to Olsen, but that attempt was thwarted by Rogers, and they dump it into the zone. I'm going to go back to holding this because I think I'll get better feed from just holding it. And we get an offsides. Jeff with some good music back here. This is Jeff Peterson. You got a friend in me. I love it. Isaac Olsen going to take the face off. He wins it back to Max. Max gives it to Drew Millich. Millich is hot after it. And we get an icing call on that one as he can't catch up to it. Almost beat him to it. It's a little Slim Shady now. Jeff has got an A on the playlist tonight. We're going to have a defensive zone draw. Isaac Olsen back at it. Try to do my best to stabilize my elbow. Isaac coming up short on the faceoff as Rogers gets it. Shot attempt from the point goes wide. Rogers keeping it in. They dump it back behind our goaltender. Isaac's first to it, though. Sends it up to the near side board. Rogers gets it. They center it. Comes out, though, and Gramzoni, one top passes that to Isaac. Isaac toe drags, goes around, shot, goes into the goaltender. Rebound, and Drew sends it back there. Puck was still loose when we got a premature whistle. Not certain why we got the whistle there because that puck was loose. We'll get a defensive zone draw. And I'm going to have to keep holding this camera all ghetto-like. See, we're losing viewers, as we should. Isaac wins it back to Max. Max sends one. Oh, and it deflects. Goaltender comes up with a save. Puck's still loose. Rogers picks this up. They're going to carry it over. Max there to grab it, though. Max thwarts any attempts. They throws it back. Unfortunately, it's right to Dean from Rogers. Gramzoni grabs it, though. He's got support from Isaac. We get him in the zone. Drew circles in. He grabs it. Maintains possession as he cuts in, and he has a stick by Rogers. Grabs it. Isaac, though, taking it away. Toe drags. Fires a shot on target. Graham was down in front there still, though. Drew grabs this. He's going to come back around and bring it back into the zone. Cuts in front. And Rogers gets it. Goes to Isaac. Isaac trying to get a shot off. Just can't get anything on it as too many Rogers sticks got in the way. They bring it back out of the zone. 7:22 of this period. Rogers brings it in. Tries to get a shot. Hits the player, Chris Kraus in front. Carlin then cleared it out from in front. No shot on goal on that. Isaac again with a toe drag attempt. Can't get by. And now we got a 2-on-1, sends it over, and it was too far out of his reach as Rogers can't even get a shot off on that. Shot attempt from the side, but not much on that as they're not able to find the back of the net. Isaac picks this up, or I'm sorry, Stone picks this up. Oh, and a dangerous, almost offsides, but just dragged his foot, able to keep on. Stone brought it in. Stone gets it in the near side corner. Dean grabs it and throws it to the other defenseman. Norm not able to hold the zone as it popped out. Norman, I should say, and we get a whistle. Egan Green smiling for the camera or his dad, either one. Stone will remain in the face-off circle. He's got Charlstrom, Green, Carlin, and Von Norman out there with them. We come up with a face-off win. Goes to Green. Green kings onto this. Lose the handle at center ice. It goes back to Carlin. Carlin gets it to Stone. Stone's going to carry this in the zone. Fire attempt, but can't get anything on it as Rogers got their stick on it. Von Norman playing nicely and comes in underneath the hands. Takes away their attempt. Chalstrom and Carlin there on the far side boards battling for this. Carlin dumps it up. Goes onto the far side boards, up to the corner. Stone's going to be first to this. He's got Green right out in front. Stone circles around, throws it to Vaughn. Vaughn just missed the net. By just missed, I meant by about 3 feet. Rogers tries to clear it. Not able to do so as Stone backed him up. Fires one from the point on net. They thought Rogers slowed down. They thought they were going to get it covered. They don't. Stone again tries to fire, hits a Rogers player in front. Oh, and we're going to go to the box. I don't know what Charlstrom's doing there. He's going to take a bad penalty. That was, I think it's going to be Charlstrom. That was a stupid play there. Yeah, and the door's open. Looks like both are going to go to the box, but Charlstrom taking a play that he didn't need to do and it instigated. Not certain. I think we're going to get a face-off here on the out here. Oh, we're going to get an offensive zone face-off, it looks like. I'll take it. Liam Hamas will be back out. Have a little confusion with the coaches. Who's going to stay out? Looks like we're going to be 5-on-5 hockey. So we're going to have Liam Hamas and Schulte out there as your offensive players. Vaughn and Max are going to be your defense. Rogers comes up with his face-off win. It comes back out of the zone. Pass attempt intercepted by Max. Max then tries to throw it, but intercepted by Rogers. Rogers maintains the possession of this puck. They bring it in. Shot fired well wide of the net. Bounces off the dasher boards. Comes back towards Jake. Jake's able to reach back and just cover. He didn't like what he saw. We'll get a defensive zone draw here. Liam Hamas going to take the face-off again. Rogers comes up with the win. They try to get it back to their point. Vaughn grabs it, gets it out of the zone. Jojo Ross with some speed is first to it. Schulte hot after it. Rogers, though, able to bank it off the near side boards. It gets it out. Max goes cross ice over to Vaughn. He feeds it right up the middle. Goes a shot on net, technically. Bounces off to Rogers. Dean from Rogers grabs this. He's going to bank it off the boards on the far side there, but Krause is going to be first to it. Krause carries it around the back of the net with speed. He's got some passing options. He's just going to decide to rush it. I like his opportunity. He dumps it in behind the goalie. Schulte and Hamas are fresh in after it. Schulte picks it up on the near side or far side boards, cuts up the middle, gives it to Max. Max fires it. Goaltender grabs it. Liam's trying to fire. Oh, and it just dribbled out front. Jojo just couldn't get a stick on it as Rogers clears it out to the boards. They're going to send it around the far side boards. Krause is first to it, holds the zone, backhanders it back into the zone. Ross is on it, fires, bounces up. Oh, and another dangerous puck as it was bouncing there, and the goaltender is able to hold on and keep this game from going up. Coach is going to take an opportunity to get some fresh legs out on the ice. We're going to go back to Isaac Olsen, Milic, Gramzoni, Krause, and Stewart. Isaac ties his guy up in the middle. Gazzoni rushes up to grab this. Milic helping out. Milic picking it up. He cycles it back around, centers it to Isaac. Isaac tries to backhand her, got tipped by Rogers back behind the goalie. And Rogers sends it the length of the ice. We should get an icing, and we do. And we'll get an offensive draw. The penalties from Charlstrom and the Rogers penalty player have been killed. Huh? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Jim's trying to make fun of me. Olsen will be taking the face-off. He wins it back. Goes back to Gramzoni. Graham gets it to Krause. Krause feeds it into the corner. Milic is there to pick it up. Sends it back around the boards, but Rogers gets a stick on it, and they clear it out of the zone. We're not going to have an icing as it's waved off. Stewart grabs this. He comes back around, cuts wide. Comes racing in with some speed. Goes around. Cuts around the first. Backhand attempt a shot at a shot. But it goes wide of the net. Boys are fumbling along the blue line. Isaac comes up with it. Ike has a toe drag around the Rogers player. It doesn't work out. Rogers able to dump it deep into our zone. Krause is in pursuit. Rogers is first to it, but Krause is there to stop any attempts. Isaac grabs it, tries to pass it up, but Rogers gets possession. Stewart tries to hold on. Rogers brings it back behind our net. Rogers again, their coaches are not happy. They think they should have been a trip call. Gramzoni brings it into the zone, stops, tries to redirect. Milic picks this up. He brings it back behind the goaltender. He maintains possession. He's going to cut right up the middle. Fortunately, can't get through the defenders. Chalstrom, slap shot, but goes well high of the net. Rogers picks it up, and they bank it off the boards. No icing on this one. Not certain why. I don't think it hit anybody. Max grabs it behind her net, sends it over to Chalstrom. Chalstrom loses it, unfortunately, and Rogers comes up with it. Stone picks it up. He's going to carry it out of the zone. He's got Chalstrom with him. Fortunately, Stone cuts up the middle, and Rogers is able to grab this, and they're going to rush it out of the zone. Can't get very far as all his only play is to dump it in. Max drops back to pick it up, brings it around to Jake. Pass it over to Green. Green decides to rush it. Pass it cross ice to Chalstrom. Passes a little bit off its mark, but Chalstrom able to get there and grab it. He gets it into the corner, but goes down. Puck comes around to the near side corner. Max grabs it, sends it back over to Green. Green maintains possession, even though he's got two guys on him. Chalstrom steps in and helps out. Chalstrom brings it around. Chalstrom passes it over to Green. Green looking for option, banks it off the board to Max. Max sends one just wide of the net. Stone gets there, picks it up. He drops it back, tries to drop back to Carlin, but it gets intercepted by Rogers, and they're going to bring it back our way. Oh, and just like that, Carlin intercepts it. He's going to rush it up. Shot goes right into the belly of the goalie, but a great play by Carlin. 46 seconds left of this period. The shots on goal are bouncing way up as Jeff Peterson finally updated 30 shots on goal to 14. Liam trying to win this. It goes to Rogers. Rogers banks it off the glass. Stewart's there to hold the zone. Goes to Schulte. Schulte tries to center. Puck got deflected high. Comes back out to neutral ice. Stewart's going to have to regroup. Stewart grabs this. He's going to carry it into the zone. Cuts out wide. Throws one in front. But the goalie hangs on, and we get another whistle. Be nice if Liam could win a face-off here. I was hoping you could hear me. Rogers coming up with another face-off win. They bring it back behind their goaltender. They're passing and trying to get it out of the zone. Schulte intercepts, though. Holds the zone, sends it back into the corner. Ross is grabbing this. He brings it back behind the goaltender. Rogers pressuring. 4 seconds left in this game. Liam grabs this. Oh, and they're running out of time, and I don't think he realizes it, and we get the buzzer. End of 2-0, Spring Lake Park Rapids. And I'm having to do this by hand. Coaches are talking. Obviously, we have a decent lead, but we'd like to extend this lead 2-0. This is Rogers, one of the bottom teams. We'd like to see our boys just dominate. 30 shots on goal to 14. Their goalie's been doing a good job at keeping them in this game here. Well, we need to get going in this third period if we want to extend this lead and make sure that we win this. Looks like we're going to go back to the Isaac Olson, Drew Milich, Graham Zoni, Peterson, and Kraus lineup. Isaac will be in the face-off circle to start the third period. Isaac wins this back to Max. Max gets it over to Drew. Drew passes it back to Isaac, who's going to go right up the middle. Shot attempt hits the play. It's a Rogers player. Rogers gets possession and brings it back. They get it deep in our zone. Kraus is on it. They center it. Shot attempt backhand gets deflected up and over Jake there. Milic picks it up behind our net. He's going to carry it wide. Runs into a Rogers player, though, and they're able to maintain the zone. Kraus is back there, supported from Isaac. Isaac grabs this. He passes it up to Milic. Milic passes it back to Isaac. He cuts into the middle. Shot! Oh, and gets deflected by the goalie up and over the net. Great save by that goaltender. Rogers picks this up. He comes in. He's got Kraus defending him. Shot from the blue line goes well wide of the net and hits the near side corner. Battle along the near side boards. Rogers comes up with this. Backhand centering attempt thwarted by Milic as he gets a stick on it and sends it into the far side corner. Milic and Kraus in the corner battling here. Isaac swoops down and picks this up. Isaac passes it over to Drew. Drew goes cross ice to Gramzoni. It was a little bit behind him, but he's able to keep possession of it. Graham gets forced into the corner. Rogers grabs that and throws it around the ice. Green's first to it. Von Norman throws one on net, and that goaltender gets his glove on it, comes up with a save. 13:24 left in this game. New lineup coming out at you. Looks like we're going to have Stone, Chalstrom, and Green out there. Carlin and Norman out there as your D-mates. Stone will be in the dot. Stone comes up with this, sends it to the boards. Tries to win it, keep possession. Vaughn keeps the puck in the zone with his skate, and it goes to Stone. Stone cycles back around and shot, which is saved by the goaltender, and he hangs on to it. We'll get another face-off in the offensive zone. Stone is in the face-off dot. The face-off is won to Rogers. They try to clear, but Carlin gets his hand up on that. Must play baseball in the summer as he read that all the way and kept the zone. Rogers finally able to clear it. Vaughn is back out there, passes it up the middle. Unfortunately, passes a little off the mark. Stone comes up with it, though, and they just get a stick on the puck. Chalstrom picks it up, throws one on, goes wide and high of the net. Green there to battle. Puck goes back into the corner. Chalstrom steps in to help out. Rogers gets possession of this again. They're able to get it out of the zone. Brings it out to neutral ice. Shot attempt. Hits a player and goes deflected wide. Stone grabs it. He tries to bring it up the near side board. Feeds it to Chalstrom. Chalstrom loses it though. And it goes back to Rogers. Rogers takes a shot, but Jake reads it all the way and gets a great glove and holds on to that. Got a defensive zone draw here. Liam, Schulte, and Ross will be out there. Got Stewart and Kraus out there for D-mates. Rogers wins it. Shot from the face-off. Jake sends it to the corner, though. Rogers maintains it. And the puck gets sent right back to Jake, and he covers. Like to see Liam finally win a face-off here today. I'm going to give him extra crap tonight at home. Rogers again wins this face-off. Liam and Schulte, they're quick to get on it, and they bring it back out of the zone. Comes down. Rogers grabs this. They try to clear the zone. They're able to do so. Schulte, though, picks it up. Tries to feed it to JoJo. Rogers, though, gets it on the misread. Oh, Liam is able to grab this. Oh, and he gets shoved into the corner here. JoJo steps in to try to help out. Battle continues. Rogers comes up with it. Comes out to Stewart. Stewart grabs this. He's going to send it over to Liam. Liam's going to carry it into the zone. He drops back. Rogers comes up with it, though. And they're going to be able to get it out of the zone. And we're going to get a call for that. And it looks like we're going to get Schulte to the box for a trip, but I don't agree with that one. Out of all the plays to not call, or to call, that one was a cheap one. But we've gotten away with several today. So we'll count our blessings. We'll get a defensive zone draw. Coach sends Isaac Olson, Max Peterson, Ramzoni, and Carlin out there to take the draw on the PK. Olson will be in the face-off dot. He wins it back to Max. Max just chips it up in the air. Rogers catches it and sends it back in. Puck goes back behind our goaltender. They send it back behind the goalie. Max is there to pressure. They send it back behind the goalie again. Centering attempt gets intercepted by Max. Max is able to almost get it out of the zone. Carlin steps up, helps out. And they finally get it in deep. Rogers comes up with it in the corner. They're going to bring it back out of the zone. They drive wide. They circle back around. Passing it across ice. Shot from the point. Hits the pad of Jake. And it comes back out. Rogers grabs this again. They bring it back into the zone, but not before Max grabs it and sends it back out. Icing's not called as the Rogers player catches up to it. Rogers is going to catch it or bring it back into the zone. Cuts right up the middle and takes a shot from a far out spot, and Jake makes an easy save out of that one. 23 seconds left of the penalty kill. 10:08 left in this game. Coach sends out a new set of players. We're going to have Milic in the face-off circle with Ross, Stewart, and Vaughn out there with him. Drew wins this. He sends it back to Vaughn. Vaughn tries to bank it off the boards, but Rogers holds. Back to the point for Rogers. They cut back up the middle. Shot from the corner there, and Jake makes an easy save and gloves it down again. I think we're going to get one more change here is Stone. I don't know what's going on. The coach is making some changes here. All right, I think we finally got this figured out. We're going to have Stone, Vaughn, Chalstrom, and Stewart out there together. Stone in the face-off circle. Not certain why we made the change there or what happened, but 12 seconds left in the PK. Vaughn is going to take it as Stone gets kicked out of the face-off for some reason. Vaughn wins it and clears the zone, and it's going to come down. 5 seconds left. Stone's in hot pursuit. Can't get there, though, in time. And Schulte steps out, and we're back full strength. Vaughn grabs this behind Jake. He carries it around, chips it up the board. Chalstrom grabs it. He's going to try to get it up to Stone, but it gets intercepted. Vaughn picks it off, tries to center it. Rogers grabs it. Throws one on net, but Jake reads it all the way and gets a glove save. We'll get another face-off in the defensive zone. Stone will remain in the face-off circle. Green and Chalstrom out there with him. Stewart and Vaughn for teammates. Ref is talking to Stone about the face-off draw. Not certain what he doesn't like, but Stone wins it back to Vaughn. Vaughn chips it up, comes to the near side boards. Chalstrom able to bank it off the boards, gets it. Stone brushes it, comes up, centers it, throws it to Green, and Green buries it. Beautiful play by Stone. Reading that play that he didn't have a shot, deciding to slide it perfectly over to Green. Green had his stick on the ice and buries this one, making this a 3-goal game. 9:09 left of the game here. Stone is going to remain out with the same lineup. Max Peterson and Jackson Krause will be out there for your D. Stone again wins this. Chalstrom stepping in to try. Rogers, though, powers through. They throw it back behind the goaltender. Stone grabs it. He's going to carry it around the far side boards, gets it up to Green. Green chips it out of the zone. Stone tries to swipe in and grab that, but Rogers able to grab it and send it back to the near side corner. Peterson there to grab it, redirects, almost loses it to Rogers. Rogers centers. Oh, and a dangerous play. Rogers able to hold the zone. They throw one on. Oh, they try to throw one on net. Their own player deflected that wide, though. Puck goes behind our net. Liam sends it back out. Dangerous plays here is where he can't seem to get possession of this puck. Max grabs it. Again, can't get it out. Finally, they clear the zone. JoJo's going to pick this up. He's carrying it. He's got Liam with him. He shoots the puck. Bounces in front. Comes loose. Oh, and Max turns his back at the most inopportune time as he could have had the rebound there. Schulte and Kraus going cross ice to each other. Schulte feeds it right up there. Icing waved off as the goaltender was there, and he just holds on to it. He saw the two forwards rushing him. We're going to have, looks like JoJo, Ross, Liam, and Schulte out for your forwards. Carlin and Norman out for your forwards. Liam finally wins a face-off, goes to Carlin. Carlin gets it to Schulte. Schulte just fanned on that. Shot on net was saved by the goaltender. Bounces back out. It's a rolling puck. Schulte first to it. He brings it back behind the net. Rogers sweeps in and steals it from him. Schulte coming back up with this, though. He chips it back off the boards. Liam's going to pick this up. He cuts around. He's going to send it up the ice. It was tipped, so no icing as it gets in deep. Schulte's first to it. Battling with the Rogers player. Liam in pursuit, too. He picks this up. Sends it out front. Oh, and the goaltender grabs it. And now we're getting some chippy plays as Liam gets hit in front of the net. Not certain what's going to happen. Rogers is going to go to the box, I believe, for that hit on Liam. Or no, Schulte's going? Are you kidding me? I don't even know what they called him for, but that seems like a load of crap. We have Drew Milich back in the face-off circle. He's got Graham Zoni, Carlin, and Norman out there with him. Face-off goes to Rogers. Shot from the point right off the face-off, and Jake holds on and saves. Milich again. He wins it back to Norman this time. Norman grabs it. He's going to be able to clear the zone. It's going to go to the distance of the ice, and we'll get an icing call. We'll get another defensive zone draw. Minute 18 left of Schulte's penalty. 6:55 left in this game. Actually, you know, and I might be able to do a stabilization deal. Miller, Von Norman bringing it into the zone, fires a shot, goes off the blocker, goes into the corner. Ramzoni trying to feed it back over. Vaughn grabs it, another shot by Vaughn, and goalie holds on to it. Oh, and this Roger players, for whatever reason, not liking Vaughn. I don't know what he thought he was going to do to Vaughn. He's going to hit a brick wall. He goes after him. They're getting feisty. They're getting mad. They can't find the back of the net. Isaac Olsen will be back out in the face-off circle. You got William Hamas out at right wing. Puck goes back to Stewart. Stewart fires it, hits a player in front. Liam's there to pick it up. He redirects. Looking for passing options. Goes back behind the net. Tries to redirect it out in front, but Rogers is there. Rogers picks this up. Liam in there to try to disrupt the play. Isaac swoops in, able to hold it. Isaac throws one on net. Goaltender makes a pad save and covers. Short-handed action here, and Isaac's going to remain out there. Stewart and Kraus out at D with Liam at the right wing. Isaac again wins it back to Stewart. Stewart takes another shot, hits the player out in front, goes into the corner. Liam and Isaac battling for it. Rogers sends it around the board. Stu's going to be first to it. He dumps it in deep. You'd think we were on the power play at this point. Liam in the corner, goes down. Isaac pops out at his feet there. Liam picks it up. He's going to try to center it, but lose fans on it. Rogers comes up with it, and they come out of the zone. Kraus is there to pick it up. And we're back full strength at this point. Stewart drops back to pick it up, loses it to his feet. He brings it back behind our goaltender, redirects going the other direction, brings it back behind Jake, passes it over to Green. Green catches it, feeds it to Ike right up the middle. Ike has it bounce off his stick, though, and loses it temporarily. Green grabs it. He's going to get it into the zone. Continuing to battle. Chalstrom is now out. Puck bounces out of the zone. Stewart leaves it for Max as he goes for a line change. Chalstrom dumps it deep into the zone. Goes back behind the goaltender. Stone fresh after it. That gets sent wide into the far side corner. Green was there to battle. Stone comes up with it, tries to feed it over to Chalstrom. Chalstrom, though, met with 3 Rogers players and can't maintain it. Goes back out to the neutral ice. Max grabs that. Green's there to pick it up. He's going to carry it through the neutral zone. He carries it up the near side boards, gets it in deep. Loses it, though, to a Rogers player, and a Rogers player clears it right out. Took a shot at Chalstrom's parents. As it pops out, they throw it back over the boards, but we get a whistle and we'll get an offensive zone draw. 4:21 left of this game, so you can see 42 shots on goal to 25. Liam Hamas will be back in the face-off circle. Liam loses that to Rogers, but he's hot after it into the corner. Carlin there to support him. Rogers comes up with it. They bring it back behind the net. Rogers sends it to the far side boards. JoJo Ross is there to battle. Liam steps up to help. And Rogers is able to finally chip it out of the zone, and we got a one-on-one battle. Can't get around Schulte, though. Schulte brings it back into our zone. Redirects coming back the other direction behind Jake. Another redirect. Max is going to pick it up. Max tries to get it out. Schulte swoops up to pick it up. Tries to give it to JoJo Ross, but going to mishandle it. Goes to Liam. Liam gives it over to Schulte. Schulte on the blue line tries to feed it back over to JoJo. He manages to do so. Oh, and it bouncing puck all over the place. Rogers finally able to clear the zone. Stewart grabs this. He's going to just decide to turn on the Jets, and he brings it back into the zone. Liam going wide, but Rogers is there as Stewart tried to cut up the middle. All these boys and trying to cut up the middle. If they just realized to go wide, they'd have much more success. Stewart brings it back in. Shot hits the goaltender right in the chest, and I think it hit him right in the face. Drops down, and he's able to cover. Hard shot by Stewart. Going to change up some of our forwards here. Isaac Olsen, Gramzoni, and Milic coming out. Going to leave Stewart and Vaughn out there at your D. Revs is checking on the goaltender as he took that one right to the face. And it looks like he's okay. He shakes it off, and Isaac Olsen will take the offensive zone draw. 3:06 left in the third period. Isaac wins it back to Gramzoni. Graham gets it over to Vaughn, and it was just offsides. And we're going to have a neutral zone face-off. Good attempt by the boys. Just couldn't hold the zone there. We're going to have a face-off over on the far side dot. Isaac Olsen in the face-off circle. He wins it back. Drew Sweat circles around, tries to grab it, goes back to Vaughn. Vaughn chips it into the zone. Isaac there to pick it up. He cuts out in front, tries to feed it out front, but it gets pushed back behind the net. Isaac redirects. Rogers grabs it, though, from him. Milic intercepts, throws it out front. He just can't get anything on that one. Vaughn steps up and just levels the kid, and he's going to go to the box for a checking. I don't even think that was a check. He just hit a brick wall. As Vaughn outweighs him by double. Kind of a pansy call there as we're going to come back this way on a weak call against Vaughn. 2:37 left in the game, a minute 30 penalty here. We're going to go with Stone, Max Peterson, Kraus, and Green for the initial PK. Stone will be in the face-off dot. Face-off goes to Rogers. Shot from the point, hits Jake in the stick. Easy save for him, goes back to the point. They circle it back down low. Kraus is there to battle. Rogers swoops in to pick this up. Circles back behind the net. Throws it out front, but they can't get a handle on that. And Stone picks it up. And we got a rush, 2-on-2. He's got Green with him. Cuts wide, stops, throws one on net. Oh, and it just goes wide. Green's there to keep the zone. Max there to support. They hold. And Rogers finally able to pop out. Stone pops in and gets a stick on that. And they send it back into the zone. Stone picks it up. He gups in. He's got speed. He goes wide. Cuts back towards the middle. Cuts across the blue line. Fires, and he finds the back of the net on that one. A shorty by Stone. Carrying that in all alone. Going coast to coast and buries it. Even gave the water bottle on the top of the net a little ride. We're going to get a couple new forwards out there. Looks like we're going to get Graham Zoney in the face-off circle. Charlstrom to his right. Kraus and Peterson out there to defend. Rogers comes up with this. They try to throw it in. Max grabs this. Charlstrom and Max fighting over the puck here. Charlstrom comes up with this, and all of a sudden we got a 2-on-1. Charlstrom tries to go across ice to Graham Zoney, but it was intercepted, and Rogers sends it back our way, and we're going to get an icing in an offensive zone draw with 17 seconds left of the power play or penalty kill. This is looking more like a power play than a penalty kill. Poor Rogers struggling to find anything in this game. Angle Snipe Selly is on the radio here. Graham Zoney taking the face-off. Rogers coming up with this. They're going to be able to at least get out of the zone. Not before, though, Charlstrom circles in and steals that puck. He comes up, manhandles it, throws it just wide of the net, goes back behind. It's in the far side corner. Graham Zoney grabs this. He cycles back around. Oh, and Rogers able to get possession. They're going to bring it back in. We're back full strength with less than a minute left of this game. Rogers throws one right out front. Oh, and a dangerous play. We get a premature whistle. Jake had the save, but it bounced out as he was trying to grab that. The ref, though, blew the whistle. Then we got a secondary whistle because I don't think the first whistle was a very strong one. Liam Hamas back out in the face-off circle. Goes to Rogers. Rogers gets it back. Shot from the point. Hits traffic in front. Liam picks this up. He passes it up to Schulte. Schulte tries to chip it in between the legs, but he misses, and Rogers regains possession. Harlan sends it up the near side boards to Liam, but Liam can't get it. Ross obtains it. Gives it to Schulte, or Stewart. Stewart sends it up. Rogers gets it again. Stewart just again throws it up the boards. Hits Liam in the head, but he's able to... Tries to get it into the zone. It was rolling there. Comes back to Carlin. And the puck comes back into our zone. Goes back to Schulte. 8 seconds left. Or Stewart, I'm sorry. Stewart's grabbed it. 4 seconds left. He's going to throw it up. And that'll be the end of the game as the boys win 4-0 today. Great effort by our boys. Shutout by Jake Oswald. He faced 27 shots on goal and not one went in. Some dangerous shots too. Get out the brooms, gotta win, boys! As Phil Gazzoni here is yelling, "Get out the broom," as we sweep them in this series. 3 wins against Rogers, and that's going to be it for our District 10 face-offs against Rogers here. All right, and we're going to call this terrible game stream as I don't have my gimbal and normal tripod. So next game I will be back. It won't happen again like this because I'm going to make sure that I have the gimbal no matter what for the boys.